everyone, I'm back with the goods from Hobbycraft. So I'm going to be showing you my haul because I know you guys absolutely love a haul video. So I'm going to show you everything that I bought from Hobbycraft. But before we do that, we're going to take a good look around the shop to see what they have in stock. So let's go and check out Hobbycraft. In my local Hobbycraft, all of the art supplies are upstairs, and the first thing you get to are their basic art supplies. So Hobbycraft's own brand, and they actually have a really good selection of own brand stuff for beginner artists or maybe even children or people that are just wanting to try out art materials. They also have a really good selection along this area for students as well. So those System 3 paints and also the Winsor and Newton ones, absolutely brilliant for students. Along the back wall, they then have a fantastic range of paints. So they do stock quite a few different brands in their paint section, even including these little squidgy ones, which are £4, so pretty good price. They have acrylics, watercolours and oil paints. So we've got watercolours here, and they range from £2.50 to £6.40 in price. And they have student and professional artist ranges. This is one thing that I find really frustrating about art supply stores, is that their paint tubes often end up looking absolutely disgusting, and I just think that it looks awful. So I do prefer to buy online or at a smaller independent shop for things like that, because you tend not to get really messy looking materials from those types of retailers. Hobbycraft is quite good at providing art mediums, so they have a good variety for acrylics and also oil paints. So if you're looking for mediums to add to your paints, they have a really good selection in Hobbycraft. Oh, look at that nice wall of bright colours, I love it. Next up, they have a really fantastic selection of papers in Hobbycraft, so you can find any colour you are looking for, and they have it on a really large scale. So you have all different thicknesses of paper, all different weights, and a really good selection of them. And then along there, they have all of the different portfolio cases, so if you're going for an interview or something, then Hobbycraft will have you sorted on that one. If you're looking for an easel, they have quite a few different price points for easels. So they have more expensive ones. However, if you're looking for just a little one to get you started, they have got mini tabletop easels as well. And they were only £9. Next up, the sketchbooks, and I'm in sketchbook heaven here. I absolutely love sketchbooks, and I think I have an actual problem with buying sketchbooks. I really like the look of these little white ones. I thought they'd be nice to paint on and to create my own front cover design, so I was quite tempted by this. This one took my eye, this abstract front cover, but the paper in there was just not very good quality, so I decided not to get that. However, I did spot these concertina ones, and I used to have one like this, absolutely loved it. I was contemplating it. This one was £16, so it is a bit pricey, but they do have a few in smaller sizes in Hobbycraft as well. Now I saw this tear off palette. I'm actually looking for a stay wet palette for my acrylic paints because I don't like the wastage with them. So if you know of any really good stay wet palettes, let me know in the comments because I am looking for one. But they have a really good selection of painting accessories in Hobbycraft. So they have a few different types of palettes, palette knives. They also have masking fluid and water brushes in this section. I did really like the look of these little paper clips for a sketchbook. One of the things that I quite liked was how many different types of variety of paints they had in Hobbycraft. So they had regular acrylics along with pouring acrylics and canvases to go with pouring acrylics, and they just had a really good selection. This screen printing set caught my eye. I thought it looked like a really interesting set, and actually I would quite like to give this a go. And I think it would also make a really good gift for somebody. The lino printing, I was really intrigued by the price of that kit. It was £10, but if you look at the price of the rollers here, one of them alone is £10.50, so you may as well get yourself a little mini lino printing kit. In the same section as the acrylic paint pouring, they also have special effects makeup, which I thought was really, really interesting. So if you're into that, maybe you can head to Hobbycraft and buy some. I then really enjoyed looking through all of the different paintbrushes they stock in Hobbycraft. So these System 3 ones run from £3.50 up to £12.90 in price. They're really nice synthetic
paintbrushes that I think would hold your acrylics really, really well. They also have traditional hog hair paintbrushes, but I'm much more of a fan of synthetic hair paintbrushes. I just prefer the finish that you can get. But they have a really nice wall of little packs that you can buy as well. And then they also have some cheaper brands of paintbrushes that you can purchase along with some cheaper acrylic paints. So these ones are their own brand, and these little paint pots cost £1.60. So if you're not sure on what colours you want, then maybe you could try out some of those and you can test those for not a lot of money. I also found those chalkboard paints quite intriguing. I think you could get a really nice finish with a chalkboard paint rather than just using a black chalkboard paint. I saw these mermaid paintbrushes, which are quite similar to the ones that I bought in the range when I did that haul. So if you haven't seen that one, I'll put that in the description box below. As you can see, they've just got such a huge variety of paints in Hobbycraft. They also do their own selection of alcohol markers, and they've got this skin tone pack here, which I've been after a skin tone pack for quite some time. They also have a really good selection of Posca pens. Look at all of those Poscas. Just seeing that logo everywhere is so colourful and bright. I really need to get myself an alcohol marker pad to practice my alcohol markers on, because that's something that I'm not that confident with. So if you have an alcohol marker sketchbook, let me know which one you've got and which ones are good. Other pen brands that they stock are the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, and I've got one of the white ones which is quite good, and they also have the Copic markers. Now they have a skin tone one here which is £23, so a lot more expensive than the Hobbycraft own brand, but I should imagine a lot better. And then I don't think it would be a visit to an art supply store without seeing these Winsor & Newton double-ended pens, and they always sell them in singles, and look at the absolute mess they are. Does this annoy anyone else? I just hate seeing it like this in a shop. It's just so messy. Hobbycraft is really, really good at canvases. So they have their own brand of canvases. They have from just canvas panels to really deep box canvases. So they have such a fantastic range in there. So if you're after some canvases, definitely check out Hobbycraft, and they're a really good price in there as well. Into their pencil section, and they had some really interesting looking things. I like this eraser pencil. I was really intrigued by this, by Faber-Castell. The two most expensive brands that they stock for colouring pencils are Derwent and Faber-Castell. So they have the Inktense pencils and the Polychromos in stock in Hobbycraft. And they also stock the Faber-Castell Polychromos in singles. So if you're looking for a particular colour, you can buy it as a single pencil in Hobbycraft. However, I couldn't actually see a price on how much these single pencils were. Along the pencil aisle, they do have erasers and pencil sharpeners and all sorts of other pencil accessories, along with graphite pencils and Conte pencils, so a really good selection. One of the things that I found really interesting about Hobbycraft is that they actually price match their products. So if you find an item cheaper elsewhere, but you want to get it whilst you're on Hobbycraft, they will price match to UK retailers. So that is a really handy piece of information to know. It's raining again outside. It's been raining on and off all weekend, so I'm really sorry if you can hear that. However, I'm going to crack on with my haul and show you everything that I have bought. So from Hobbycraft, they do have a really good selection of canvases. So I picked myself up 3 different types of canvas to try out, and I was really intrigued by some of their shaped canvases, so I have picked up a couple of those. So I have got the star canvas. It's 40 centimeters across from each point of the star, and this cost me £4.50. So I'm really excited to create some Christmas-esque paintings on this one. I've got plans for this, so make sure if you want to see that one, you subscribe, because I'm really excited about the painting that I'm going to create on here, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Next up is the heart canvas. Again, this one was £4.50, just like the star canvas, but this one is 30 centimeters across, so it is slightly smaller
smaller, but it does give you the option to work on a shape. And again, I've got plans for this one already. I'm really excited to paint on this. So if you want to see those two paintings, then make sure you subscribe. Both of the canvases are by Hobbycraft's own brand, and it just says art on the top there, and then it's got the Hobbycraft logo at the top of the packaging there as well. So they do have their own brand in Hobbycraft, and it tends to be a bit cheaper, but I'm really looking forward to using these. The next item that I've bought is this birch wood panel. I've not used a panel before for painting on, but I just thought this one would be quite interesting to try out because I just want to see how it differs from using an actual canvas. This one is 12 by 12 centimeters or 30.48, so 30.5 centimeters square, and this cost me £10, so it was a bit more expensive. I'm just intrigued by working on a panel board rather than a canvas because it won't have that sort of movement like a canvas will. So looking forward to trying that one out. Let me know in the comments whether you prefer a canvas or a panel board. Which one do you find most effective? Because I'd really like to know. This next item, I completely forgot that I had bought this. It's a concertina sketchbook by Seawhite of Brighton. Now, I have had one of these sketchbooks before and I absolutely loved it. I know they're not for everybody because it can seem quite daunting having that piece of paper span across the entire sketchbook without turning the page if you make a mistake or being able to take a page out if you're really unhappy with it. But for me, I absolutely loved my concertina sketchbook, and I also really like how it comes in a little case, so it kind of looks a little bit like a VHS on how it's packaged up, and it just makes it feel a little bit more special. So this sketchbook from Hobbycraft, it cost me £8. Whilst I was a student at university studying for my art degree, I bought one of these from the uni shop. It was a lot cheaper because obviously it was a university shop, but you can pick these ones up at Hobbycraft for £8, and they also had a variety of other sizes. But I'm really pleased that I did pick this up and put it in my basket because I had completely forgotten about it, so really happy and surprised to get home and find that I had bought this. Next up is this 3-pack of paintbrushes by Hobbycraft. Again, it's their own brand, and this 3-pack of synthetic paintbrushes cost £5. The paintbrushes are suitable for oils, acrylics and watercolours, so I think they'll be really versatile and really useful for prepping and painting on my larger canvases. So I was looking for a set of paintbrushes before going to Hobbycraft, so these ones were a really good buy for £5, I think. I also bought this burnishing and blending set by Derwent. It comes with an eraser and also a sharpener, and this cost me £7.50, so it's a little bit more on the pricey side given the fact that there are just 4 pencils in there and then that eraser and the sharpener. However, I think this is going to be really useful for my colouring pencil drawings, and I am going to be testing this out in next week's video. Make sure you subscribe so you see what the colourless blending pencil and the burnishing pencil are like, because I will be using these next week. I have got Prismacolor ones, but I wanted to test out the Derwent ones. Given the fact that they are made in the UK, I really wanted to test out what we have here in the UK. So I also picked up some little clips for my sketchbook. These were £4.50 and it's a pack of 6. I've been needing a set of these for quite some time. I saw them in Hobbycraft and thought it would be the perfect time to buy them because I saw them there and then. They're by the brand Seawhite of Brighton again. Really handy brand. I use them also at school, so I know that they're quite a reliable brand to be using, and just really nice in gold as well. I thought they'd be really pretty for my sketchbooks because, you know, that's what it's all about, obviously. Last item that I bought from Hobbycraft is this set of Faber-Castell eraser pencils. I'm really intrigued to see how these little pencils perform and if I can get a really nice, precise, clean eraser mark when I'm using my colouring pencils, because these are supposed to be good for regular graphite pencils and colouring pencils as well. So I did pick these ones up, and these 2 pencils cost £4. So again, £2 per pencil. It might seem quite expensive, but I think they're gonna do the job really, really well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Hobbycraft because I do think that the products in there are quite pricey, and I think you can pick those up elsewhere at a more reasonable price. So I will be putting in a purchase order for another art supply haul coming up, and for the next one I think I'm going to check out Jackson's art supplies, and I will let you know what I think of those ones. I've already had a good look on the website. I really like the look of some of their products, and I'm really excited to check those out. So if you want to see my next art supply haul, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. If you have enjoyed today's haul video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up because it really does help out my channel, and it helps me to keep making these haul videos that I know you absolutely love. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.